Thank you for tuning in. Aaron here, filming at the hospital, and boy have I been missing to say this. Welcome to Hobby Tips. So, today we're going to equip a monopose Plague Marine with an Icon of Despair. I got this idea all the way back when Dark Imperium first came out, that I realized I would end up with a lot of identical Death Guard Plague Marines, and therefore decided back then to start planning conversions and stuff to get some more variation in the squads. And one of the first ideas I got was to replace either a grenade or a plague knife with an icon to make them stand out. At that point, we hadn't seen the rules yet, so I had no idea whether or not they would still benefit from one, but I thought it would look super cool. And then, a few days ago, when I was perusing the new White Wolf, I saw this picture. And as many of you no doubt have noticed, he is pretty much a mirrored version of one of the monopose marines we got in the core box. So the guy that looks like him will be the subject of today's conversion, but pretty much any of the marines that have their boulder in a one-handed grip are perfect for this job. And I will also be making at least one more icon bearer, because well, it's fun, looks good, and I am going to have several squads. Oops. Anyway, before we get any further, I will clean off some mold lines and assemble this guy, except for the hand grenade arm and the backpack for starters. I also have an icon taken from the Plague Bearer sprue. You can also use icons from Skaven Plague Monks or whatever you have, or if you have nothing at all, then just glue some heads, skulls and whatnot together. For the banner, I have a 2mm stick from Green Stuff World, but again, a piece of brass rod or a paper clip, well, sticks are not hard to find. I'm sure you'll manage. Anyway, let's get this guy together and put him on a base. Like that. Then we'll wait a moment and let the glue settle, and then we'll get into the fun part. So now we'll take the arm, and be careful you don't break off any of the little details. And what I want to do first of all with this is I want to remove the hand grenade, and I want to do this with an X-Acto blade, and be careful because I want to use the grenade for something else. Like that, and then we're gonna just test out the angle we want him to hold the banner in. If I can find my stick. There we go. I want the banner to be placed here and then up through the hand. As you can see, the hand's angle is not 100% perfect, but it is by any standard good enough. In some cases you might have to cut off the hand and then glue it on again to repose it a bit, but I think actually we can save the trouble on this one. So we'll make a pilot hold here in the middle of the hand, a bit further in than the grenade, because the stick is 2mm, the grenade is around 1mm. Then the small drill first to make the pilot hole even easier to follow. Like so. And just to know whether or not We have the angle right. You could take a paper clip, but I don't have any right now. So I'll just take out the drill bit to get a visual. Boop. That is a nice angle, I think. So now the 2mm drill to allow for our plastic rod to go through. And very careful here so you don't break off his thumb. When it starts to get white, stop drilling. Take the knife and expand the hole a bit in the opposite direction. Obviously I don't have a lot of hobby supplies here, only what Mother Nurgle has brought me, but had I been at home I would probably just have cut the hand clean off and taken a random Space Marine hand somewhere, drilled a hole in it and then added it instead of this one. But doing it this way, it will also be achievable for people who doesn't have a bitch box yet, so that's probably pretty good. There we have it. So now we'll attach this on. And put some plastic glue into the newly drilled hand. Oop. And see, we want it slightly more over here-ish, I think. Yes. So plastic glue around the base of it. Like that. And we might as well attach the backpack now because we're not going to mess around with anything in that area. Though, looking at it, I just realized I don't want the backpack to have the hand grenade hanging. I want to use that for something else, and I don't want him to look too much like his identical twins around in the army. I'll let the small grenade hang there though, because it's covering up some details. Right, so before I cut off this very long stick, I'm gonna attach the icon because it is easier to cut it off when I know how it looks rather than having to add more. To be honest, that would probably not be possible. So let's have a look at the picture from White Dwarf, just so we're sure that they will look right next to each other. You can hardly see that, can you? Like this. So a bit lower. Something like this. Looks about right. And then, due to the angle, the heads seem to be floating in a bit weird direction, but luckily this is plastic, so I'll just carefully bend them so that gravity looks to actually be an effect around it. Crud. I forgot to put the lid on for a little while, so bonus hobby tip: when your Revell plastic glue stops working, take some pliers or cutters to hold the stick and put a lighter to it. Make sure it's cooled off, and now glue will pass through easily. And of course remember to take the needle out of the glue before you put fire to it, otherwise you might end up in a really bad situation. Ta-da! It should probably actually go a bit forward too. This, again, making it look like gravity is in effect. So, now he actually has an icon. Just to pimp up this Mini a little more, I'm going to add a knuckling to the face. I've chosen this one, again from the Plague Bearer sprue. And I think the pose this knuckling has makes it pretty perfect to be standing next to an icon bearer. And this also takes a bit of the attention away from the fact that the banner pole itself is rather blank. So yeah, one icon of despair, done really easy, cheap and quick. So he's just about ready for paint, and if you want to see him painted, be sure you follow Aaron Painting on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to this channel for more hospital hobby tips. I will play some more around with Death Guard now that I've seen the different weapon options. So if you want to save some money and make your monopose guys look different, check back soon, and take care, and bye bye.